This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. It is cold out there. This is your visual reminder. This is your
cold
icon.
in here.
Why is it so cold?
Oh.
You want us to like feel what it feels like outside
Yes.
in
You know,
here?
lot of
if
this.
it's this cold, you might as well have snow.
Right,
That's what
right,
I'm
right.
saying.
Getting close.
I think the real
Right?
question is, how acceptable are Snuggies on live TV? Because I want to go get mine right now.
I'm wearing mine.
Snuggies. All Snuggies.
Are those the blankets or the boots?
Right? We need.
Snuggies are
Those
blankets?
are the blankets.
Oh, those are blankets.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, the big
You know,
blankies.
the temperature is bad, but the wind is worse.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
that's
It
what
is windy up
really
there.
just puts the edge on.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if you are traveling over the Skyway today, there is
Yes.
a high wind advisory.
go.
We hit that this morning too.
Wind chill advisory for everybody up until about 10 o'clock this morning. It is just cold. No other way to describe it out there. Wind chill advisory for everybody except Charlotte County. You got out of it there in Charlotte County. But I tell you, if you look at the winds, they're blowing out there. I mean, we're getting some sustained winds, 15 to 20 most everywhere across the region. And if you factor in the winds with the actual air temperatures, it feels like it's in the 30s. Below 35 degrees, actually, is what it feels like. Local air temperatures across the region generally hugging around the 40-degree mark, but check it out. These are the current temperatures across the state. These are the wind chills. 21 degrees in Tallahassee, freezing in Sarasota. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right. Talk to you soon. The bearer of bad news, John Scalzi.
John Scalzi, it's
Yeah.
your fault it's cold
There
today.
you go. There's a big look at our traffic right now. Nothing much to report. It seems to be a little slowdown there way out by something called Pine Level. Have you vacationed in Pine Level before?
I haven't yet, but I think I'm going to try that out today.
Look into that.
It's going to work.
Little blip there on the screen as you leave Lakewood Ranch on University. Otherwise, pretty clear on that map. Then farther south, nothing to report at 5:02 on your Tuesday morning.
Our top story this hour, more than 200 million Americans are in the middle of a deep freeze and relentless cold with wind chill alerts from Texas all the way to Maine.
And the severe weather could bring snow to the deep south later on this week. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more on what's coming next.
So far, 2018 is off to a bitterly cold start across much of the country with record-setting low temperatures and dangerous winds. The high temperature in Chicago on New Year's Day, just 1. In New York City, 9 degrees at midnight for the ball drop. Hundreds of manatees popping up in the waters near Blue Springs State Park in Florida, trying to escape the cold.
Once the water temperature drops below 68 degrees, then they'll search for warmer waters.
The cold temperatures relentless, from frozen fountains to several spinouts on icy roads. Watch as this emergency personnel worker almost gets hit by a car as he slips on the ice.
You're afraid to stop, somebody will hit you. You're afraid to keep going because you know what's up there.
So many people layering up to battle the cold temperatures that are feeling more like below zero from the Midwest to the Northeast.
Cold has effect on a lot of things.
This family in Kansas stocking up on water. The water pipes in their home frozen.
Gallons of water for flushing the toilet, and our friends brought these over right away.
And their water company can't do much at this point.
They said, oh, you just have to wait for it to thaw.
Which may be a while. The deep freeze is expanding into the deep south, and another Arctic blast is expected to hit the Midwest to the Northeast later this week.
Today, some kids are getting an extended winter break. A few schools in New England and other parts of the country are either canceling school or starting a little later because of the extreme cold temperatures. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And happening right now closer to home, a wind chill advisory like John mentioned is in effect for parts of the state, and the National Weather Service is advising people to bundle up if you plan to get out this morning.
Marla Spence drew the short straw here. She is outside in the elements, right down by 5 points with a nice thermometer behind her. Good morning, Marla. Well,
Literally,
that's how cold
Marla's live shot just froze. That's how cold it is outside. That literally just happened on the air.
We'll check back with her shortly. It's 5:04 again as you're waking up. A wind chill advisory. Temperatures are down in the 30s and 40s right now. Don't forget the App Store is always open. Stop by, pick up some supplies. Also go to WWSB or My Suncoast and update our newest app, which can help you with the breaking news and weather alerts and all the other good stuff from ABC 7.
Right, especially that all-important weather that we've got going on this morning, too.
Exactly.
Big time, big time. Well, we are learning new details about a horrific end to 2017 in one New Jersey neighborhood. Police are saying it was a domestic incident that led to a deadly violence against a family by one of their own. Police found 4 people dead inside a home, allegedly at the hands of a teenager armed with an assault rifle. Police say Stephen Kalogi, his wife Linda, their 18-year-old daughter Brittany, and a 70-year-old family friend all were murdered, allegedly, by the Kalogi's 16-year-old son, and all dead by the time police arrived.
Father of the suspect, as well as the brother of the suspect, thankfully left the home, came out okay.
Were they targeted, though? Did he mean to kill them as well?
No, we have no reason to believe that's the case here.
16-year-old suspect surrendered to police without a struggle. No word yet if he'll be charged as an adult. No motive so far has been given. The teen is expected to make an initial court appearance later on today.
Some of the survivors of a deadly apartment fire in the Bronx are allowed now to start going home and picking up their remains, their belongings. A 3-year-old boy is suspected of sparking the fire that killed a dozen people last week. Fire officials say he had a history of turning these stove burners on and off, and some neighbors say the boy's mother could have done more to alert neighbors before running out of the building herself.
And new this morning, Chicago police report the murder rate there declined by 16% last year. The city recorded 650 murders in 2017. Now, it sounds like a lot, but that's actually down from 771 the previous year. Chicago has faced criticism for its high rate of gun violence, including from President Trump, who called the city a total disaster. Almost 3,500 people were shot in Chicago last year, but that is down from the more than 4,300 in 2016. Now, police attribute that decline to more than 1,100 new police officers, some changes in policy, and investments in technology like those body cameras.
Caught on camera, a sheriff's deputy in Wisconsin had a close call after a truck missed him by inches. The deputy was conducting a traffic stop, and watch this, a truck sped right by. The officer quickly hopped in his own cruiser and pulled him over. That man is now charged with several traffic violations.
And developing overnight, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection experienced a computer system outage for over 2 hours, resulting in nationwide delays at airports on Monday night. Now take a look at this. This was the scene at LAX. That outage lasted about 2 full hours. Passengers who landed during that time frame were left standing in long lines. Travelers in New York, Florida, Texas, and Colorado were also affected. Customs and Border Protection said the outage didn't appear to be malicious. And happening here at home, a Clearwater family has been identified among the victims of a charter aircraft crash in Costa Rica. A rabbi in St. Petersburg confirmed the deaths of Mitchell and Leslie Weiss and their 2 children, 19-year-old Hannah and 16-year-old Ari. Mitchell Weiss was a radiologist. Leslie Weiss was a pediatrician. Both had practiced at Morton Plant Hospital in Clearwater for over a decade. The Weiss family members were among 10 U.S. citizens and 2 Costa Rican crew members who died Sunday when their plane crashed shortly after takeoff. And police believe two shootings near Orlando's tourist district left 5 people injured, may be related. Police responded to the first incident after 2 o'clock on Sunday morning, where a man was found shot in the face and taken to the hospital, where he was listed in critical condition. Now, 2 others were later hospitalized, also with gunshot wounds. Witnesses say the victims were in 2 vehicles that were possibly shooting at each other. Later Sunday morning, police were called to a nearby area where more gunfire was heard. Authorities found a vehicle there occupied by 2 men who also had gunshot wounds. Both are now in stable condition at an Orlando area hospital.
On to consumer news now. Many of you are going back to work, perhaps for the first time today in 2018, and for some, that means bigger paychecks. The minimum wage is up in 18 states, and that includes Florida. The state wage here is up from $8.10 to $8.25 an hour. The highest nationwide is Washington State, now up to $11.50 per hour. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, meaning no state can go lower than $7.25.
Plus, yesterday marked the first day of legal marijuana sales in California for recreational users. Voters decided to legalize pot for adults 21 and over back in 2016. But until now, recreational users had no way to buy it lawfully in the state. Nearly 100 recreational marijuana stores now have the necessary permits to be open for business. Local governments can still write their own regulations limiting or outlawing sales of the drug. Employers in California are still allowed to drug test their employees. They can fire people who do test positive for marijuana if it goes against company policy.
The numbers are in, and the number of suspected drunk drivers arrested early New Year's Day in Sarasota, Manatee County, about 12. Many people chose to go with ride-sharing apps like Uber or Lyft this year. It's not cheap, though. One driver told us they charge 5 times more than the usual fare on the New Year's holiday. One downtown bar owner believes the ride-share apps are decreasing the number of drunk drivers.
The bad one before was when you'd call for a cab and there was none down here, and then they'd wait 15, 20 minutes to get aggravated and try to drive home themselves.
They have to provide an incentive to do it.
Absolutely.
And nobody wants to go out and drive around on a New Year's Eve just for fun.
Well, besides the 12 DUI arrests, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office also reports one incident of battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting arrest with violence.
Well, despite the cold air temperatures so far this year across the state, manatees, they got it right. They're enjoying the warm water right here in Florida. Check this out. I love this. People crowded around guardrails to see the manatees at Blue Spring Park yesterday. Park officials counted over 300 manatees in the water right there. Now the park has seen a surge in the animals in recent weeks. Officials attribute that to the colder weather moving in.
Manatees can't suffer cold water for long periods of time, so once the water temperature drops below 68 degrees, then they'll search for warmer waters.
Park officials say the peak time to see those manatees is between November and mid-March, when we tend to have those cooler temperatures. Once things warm up, they say the manatees will go back out to the open water and stop all that snuggling.
Yeah, we had a little polar bear swim yesterday off Bradenton Beach. We'll show you later in the hour, by the way.
A lot of money raised.
Yeah, good. Children's charities.
Good
That's right.
stuff. We have, again, a wind chill advisory up for our area. Plus, and this is important, there's a rip current advisory in case you're going swimming.
Okay. Ray was going to after the show today, but I feel like you're going to need to cancel those plans.
Oh, we're a bathing cap for sure.
Yes. Okay, there you go. You'll be fine.
Absolutely.
It'll be good.
You'll stay toasty then.
You'll be fine.
We'll talk about that forecast in a second.
Also, head first alert traffic and the latest on President Trump's response to the deadly protests in Iran over the last several days and reaction to his comments as well.
And coming up a little later in the hour, we're going to tell you why the state is once again seeking the death penalty for a convicted double murderer in Sarasota County. Those stories and more on today's chilly forecast when Good Morning Suncoast continues.
There's a peek outside. 41 degrees right now. Chilly, cold.
Just a little.
Yeah, John's full forecast is next. Stay with us. Good morning.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I can't tell you how many families just cannot afford health care, and the costs are rising. Just seeing that large amount of children uninsured suddenly would be devastating.
The Children's Health Insurance Program, it helps children of low-income families, but the funds are getting low. What does that mean? I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have you covered at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So air temperature coming in at 41 degrees, but really it's that wind that puts the real bite in the air. Coming in now northeast at about 17 miles per hour. So that really makes it feel significantly cooler. Below 35 degrees in most locations is the feels like temperature. It just evaporates the moisture from your skin, and that's what cools your body and really makes it feel so cold. A little bit of cloud cover out there, and normally cloud cover, right, would keep you a little bit warmer, acting like a blanket for the atmosphere, but not this time. The air underneath of it is just undercutting that cloud cover and bringing in that cool air from the north. 29 degrees Tallahassee, 31 in Gainesville, 31 in Jacksonville, 41 in Tampa, 44 Orlando, 48 in Fort Myers. Now, it's not going to snow around here, but it will in some parts of Florida, well to the north. Up around the Big Bend region, there may be some isolated showers over the next 24 hours. In fact, up there, far away from us, they have a winter weather advisory up for North Florida. 41 degrees in Parrish, 41 in Sarasota, 43 in Venice, 43 in Mayaca, Northport coming in at 46, 48 degrees in Boca Grande, and the 24-hour temperature change is significant, almost a 20-degree drop in 24 hours, thanks to that north wind. A lot of cloud cover around, as I mentioned, kind of streaming in, but it's really not producing any rainfall across the region. Well, I say that, but over on the other coast, there are some scattered areas of patchy drizzle ongoing, and that may be what we experience tomorrow. So tomorrow, the winds may be a little bit lighter, so that could make it feel a little better if it weren't for the fact that we'd also going to have to factor in some really cold rain across the region. So there's no other way to describe it, but tomorrow's weather is yuck, and that's the way it's going to be. Probably for the next 4 or 5 days, it's going to be kind of cold. We'll get rid of the rains, but not the cold air. Persistent patches of drizzle over on the other coast, all associated with an area of low pressure and a frontal boundary that's kind of stalled out just to our south. An area of low pressure will develop down here, and as that area of low pressure lifts a little bit to the north, we're going to pick up some mixed precipitation in North Florida, up around Jacksonville, Gainesville, back toward the Big Bend. Could see some sleet, could see some snow even. Up there tomorrow morning, possibly. Nothing near us, of course, except that cold rainfall. Little area of low pressure continues to trek away, and as it does that, it'll take the rain showers with it. But the cold air will still be locked in place. High pressure back to the west, low pressure off the coast. All of that brings down that cooler, drier air. Obviously not a good day for boating because of the winds up there northeast at about 20. That'll give you up to rough conditions out there on bay and inland waters. And the forecast looks like this. Breezy, cloudy today, daytime high only about 58. Tomorrow we'll factor in a little bit of rain showers, about a 50% chance of that. And that'll be a cold rain, daytime high really about the same. Tomorrow's low may even be a little bit cooler. And then as we head into the next several days, even cooler still, some areas may have a freeze warning issued as we head into Thursday night into Friday morning in inland areas and points to the north. And then finally, as we head through the weekend, we'll start to warm back up as we head into Sunday. Back to you.
All right, checking your first alert traffic. I think John's yuck forecast is keeping people off the roads because it's pretty quiet out there right now. No big delays or anything. If you're heading into North Sarasota County, again, really nothing to see out there today. The roads are pretty open and no real big construction delays out there. South Sarasota County, same thing. It's looking pretty good out there this morning at 5:20.
Well, some big news overseas. Political demonstrations in Iran have left 12 people dead.
And despite calls by Iranian officials for peace, President Trump said on Monday that, quote, Iran is failing at every level and that it is time for change. Reporter Omar Jimenez has the latest on the tense situation overseas.
Protests continuing in Iran. And in just a matter of days, at least 12 people have been killed.
In my view, they should express their needs and demands peacefully so that the officials receive their message and not to create mess in the city.
The protests started with concerns about the rising cost of living and a poor economy, but have expanded into a critique of the Iranian government and religious leadership. At a meeting with lawmakers Monday, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani downplayed the ongoing situation, calling for national unity, but did acknowledge there are real issues at play. Iran hasn't seen the economic boost Rouhani hoped would come after the 2015 nuclear deal reduced international sanctions and allowed Iran to increase trade. President Trump, in one of his first tweets of the new year, said in part, "The great Iranian people have been repressed for many years. They are hungry for food and for freedom. Along with human rights, the wealth of Iran is being looted. Time for change." President Rouhani has criticized Trump's response, saying he has no right to sympathize with Iran.
He has created problems for the Iranian people when it comes to visa, when it comes to financial issues, when it comes to banking issues. He has been constantly creating problems for us.
The situation with Iran no doubt on his foreign policy radar as deadly protests continue with no clear end in sight. In Washington, I'm Omar Jimenez.
And after a week in Palm Beach, the first family is waking up today at the White House. They returned at 7 o'clock last night, a little more bundled up than as they left Florida. They get back to the White House. It was much colder there than it was back in Palm Beach. Their trip was capped off by a party on New Year's Eve at Mar-a-Lago.
And there she is. The Miss America pageant has a new boss lady, and it's a familiar face. Gretchen Carlson, Miss America 1989 and former Fox News anchor, has been named chairwoman of the organization, effective immediately. Now, the announcement comes days after 3 board members resigned after a leak of derogatory and sexist emails from its former CEO and others. It's the first time a former winner has served as the leader of that organization.
Yeah, she has gone full circle. She was an anchor in Richmond just before I was.
Oh, she was, Gretchen Carlson. I've always liked her. She does a good job. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the Consumer Electronics Show is almost here. We're going to show you some of the latest technology that you are going to want to have next Christmas. It's already been leaked to the public.
And next half hour, the latest on the water rescue of 4 people after their boat capsized in Sarasota Bay. Those stories and more. But first, a peek outside. 41 degrees out there. Very windy. You see our tower camera up there shaking. Bundle up as you head out today.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Fact: the top 3 Marriott hotels in North and South America are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, according to a recent survey of 363 Marriott hotels. The Marriott at Grand National, the Marriott Shoals Hotel, and the Grand Hotel. And 2 of the top 3 Renaissance hotels are also on the trail: Ross Bridge in Birmingham and the Battle House in Mobile. Southern hospitality still rules. For reservations or information, visit rtjgolf.com/resorts.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app. for Apple and Android.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
All right, we would love to connect with you on social media. Send us your story ideas, your photos, your videos. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or on our new Instagram page as well. It takes you behind the scenes right here at ABC7. You can also find our individual Facebook accounts there as well. We'd love to connect with you. And check out Instagram. We've got all kinds of good behind the scenes stuff as well.
525, 41 degrees outside right now.
Goodness, the world's tech giants will take center stage at the Consumer Electronics Show next week.
And we're getting a glimpse now of some of the gadgets that will be unveiled. Here's today's Tech Bites report.
In today's Tech Bites, gearing up for the Consumer Electronics Show.
Yeah, the event kicks off next week in Las Vegas. Expect to see new smartphones, including a new Xperia from Sony and a Galaxy A8 from Samsung. You can also expect to see a handful of new flagship computers.
Dell, HP, Lenovo, and several other companies are expected to unveil new thin and light laptops. All of them will likely come with high-resolution 4K displays. And LG is showing off the largest and highest-resolution OLED television to date. It's 88 inches and 8K. It has 16 times the resolution of a standard high-definition TV.
And LG will also showcase this new display at next week's show, the CES. The price tag expected to be more than $20,000.
Oh, wow.
I wonder how that compares to my Tube TV.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Breathe Right.
Yeah, so Mom's got this cold. Hashtag stuffy nose, hashtag no sleep. I got it. Hashtag mouth breather.
Yep, we've got a mouth breather. Well, just put on a Breathe Right strip and pow! It instantly opens your nose up to 38% more than cold medicine alone. So you can breathe and sleep. Go to breatheright.com today to request a free sample.
Turn up your swagger game with One-A-Day Men's. A complete multivitamin with key nutrients plus B vitamins for heart health. Your One-A-Day is showing. Save up to $8 on One-A-Day. See Sunday's paper.
Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.myssuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining. Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll have the latest on that capsized boat yesterday in Sarasota Bay and just how the boaters are doing this morning.
Plus, the bitter cold hits our area. We'll have more on the below average temperatures you can expect as you wake up today on the Suncoast this morning.
And we'll tell you why one beach patrol is getting a big honor in Manatee County. Those stories and more coming up to you right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It is 5:30 on this Tuesday, January 2nd. The team is back again.
We are here.
Now that the holiday's over, I'm really sorry. I have to issue an on-air apology because I gave Ray my infectious disease, also known as my bad cold.
Yes, you did.
Sorry about that.
You gave me your sickness, and I spent the weekend in bed, missed my first New Year's Eve ever. Don't worry, John. We won't hug today.
We're okay,
John's like,
right?
I'm over here now. I'm really sorry. No. He's over here. We're going to contain over here.
Okay.
All right.
The big story is
put the fence up.
Yes.
The weather is the big story. It's 41 degrees out there, John.
Well, the wind is what really just brings the temperature down, makes it feel so much cooler. 35 degrees or below. All areas except Charlotte County have that wind chill advisory up right now. Now, we're not saying that the wind chill stops at Sarasota County's line. That's not the way it works. It's just, for purposes of issuing advisories, it doesn't look like there's high enough confidence that you'll get it everywhere in Charlotte County. But believe me, it's cold in Charlotte County too. So bundle up out there. It is going to be a very, very cold start. Winds, that's what's doing it. They're coming up at about 15 to 20 across the region. So you factor that in with the air temperature, and ouch, there certainly is a bite to the air. That wind advisory, by the way, will be up till 10 a.m. this morning. We'll have the complete forecast for you, including some rainfall tomorrow, coming up in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking traffic right now. You'll see some problems there on 301 in both directions, also State Road 70 as well. Otherwise, too early in the day for major problems. Farther south, pretty good there. You see a little blip there at Bee Ridge, east of the interstate. Otherwise, nothing else in that map. And farther south, we'll check the final one and see all clear at 5:33 on your Tuesday morning.
All right, our top story this half hour. 4 people are recovering after being rescued from the water yesterday and rushed to Sarasota Memorial Hospital.
This after their boat capsized in Sarasota Bay. Jess Dowdrick has the story.
A dad, his 2 sons, and a family friend were all on their powerboat today, ready for a day of fun and an annual New Year's Day tradition, when their boat overturned, dumping all 4 of them into the water.
The boat was sideways. We almost hit the rocks coming in. It was real bad.
Rough conditions on Sarasota Bay kept many boaters off the water on New Year's Day, but not the captain of this powerboat. A Siesta Key man and his loved ones thrown from the boat after it capsized between Marina Jack and Bird Key just before noon.
Their boat is a recreational pleasure boat, and I do believe they were on their way here to take part in the fun run.
An annual New Year's Day tradition, the Joey Grattan Fun Run.
Probably about 80 boats get together. That was the number last year. Get together and go out and run around to restaurants and things like that.
But boaters were dropping out left and right after seeing the water conditions. The race eventually canceled. All 4 victims of the capsize, 2 of them children, were taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, luckily with mostly just bumps and bruises. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, the worst injury was a fractured ankle. The FWC is still early in its investigation. They say they plan to talk to the operator of the boat once he's released from the hospital to figure out exactly what happened. Reporting in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now, for more on the story, plus the latest on breaking news and your weather, you can head online and find the app. You can search for it in the App Store under ABC 7, WWSB, or My Suncoast. We're looking at the app right now. It's got all kinds of good stuff. It's got everything you need to know about today's weather warnings as well. And, of course, the big rip current that's out there. So no swimming today, Ray. You're going to find all of that on the app today and much more. All right, an arson investigation is underway in Venice. The Venice and Sarasota County Fire Departments responded to a vehicle fire on Sunday, and units arrived to find heavy smoke and flames in 3 vehicles parked next to a building. Now, firefighters were able to put it out quickly, so it didn't impact the storage building, but it is the 3rd time in less than a week that firefighters were called to a fire in that area to protect the building and its property. And police, of course, are asking for your help to find the person or people responsible. Call Venice PD if you have any information on this case.
A convicted double murderer in Sarasota County is still sitting in jail as the state seeks the death penalty once again. A jury convicted John Allen Lee in 2011 for the stabbing deaths of Tracy Nebergall and Jason Salter. The jury recommended the death penalty, but the judge granted Lee a new trial after his attorney alleged the state attorney's office withheld evidence in the case. Under new state guidelines, all jury decisions in the death penalty cases must be now unanimous.
And the city of Venice is considering a proposal to convert running on all renewable energy by the year 2050. The initiative is being sponsored by a group called Solar 100. Now, that goal is to stop using fossil fuels to run city functions like power, the water utilities department, and installing solar panels to City Hall. But the program may run into some hurdles because it's not cheap to convert to renewable energy. Some elected officials worry that the taxpayers may not be willing to spend some of that money.
When it comes to energy, people have short attention spans. They're concerned about their daily endeavors and living paycheck to paycheck.
Now, the deadline to convert is the year 2050. The Venice City Council will be voting in a few weeks on whether to sign up for that program.
Happening today, Punta Gorda's new police chief starts her new job this morning. This is Chief Pamela Davis. She comes from the Baltimore Police Department, where she worked as the director of the Professional Development and Training Academy. The former police chief, Tom Lewis, was fired after a deadly accident involving one of his officers during a citizens training demonstration. That officer's trial starts early this year. And you should feel safe at the beach in Manatee County. The Florida Beach Patrol Chiefs Association named Manatee County the Marine Rescue Beach Patrol of the Year. The group has more than a dozen lifeguards, paramedics, EMTs, and rescue divers. They keep about 3 million visitors safe each year, and they're now recognized as the best in the state.
One bar in downtown Bradenton reopened its doors yesterday to support a good cause. For the 5th straight year, members of the Hernando de Soto Historical Society are running Cork's Cigar Bar, so all their tips can go straight to charity. The volunteers replace regular bar staff who got some much-needed rest after New Year's Eve. And this year, the money that they raise will support Feeding Empty Little Tummies, or FELT, a Bradenton nonprofit that feeds homeless children on the weekends.
Take over the bar, we have a great time, and all the patrons come in and they just give a lot of money and it goes to a great cause and they have a good time.
Now, the bar opened at noon. It closed around 7 o'clock. Still no word yet on just how much money the group raised this year. All right, happening right now. Oh, it is so cold outside. A wind chill advisory is in effect for parts of the state, and the National Weather Service is advising you to bundle up if you plan to get out there this morning.
Marla Spence, hopefully bundled up. She's outside right now with details of how it feels out there. Marla, good morning.
Good morning to you, Ray and Stephanie. It is cold out here this morning. That thermometer right behind me may say that it's 50 degrees on Main Street here in Sarasota, but it feels a lot lower than that because of the wind chill advisory that is expected to last until 10 o'clock this morning. Now, for those thinking of heading out this morning, it may be a good idea to layer up. Now, that wind chill advisory went into effect last night. The National Weather Service says the wind chills could dip as low as 15 degrees for some parts of the state, and closer to home, wind chills could be about 35 degrees. Now, the National Weather Service says those temperatures could cause hypothermia if precaution is not taken. Now, the National Weather Service is also asking people if they have pets outdoors to bring them inside their homes up until that advisory is over. Back to you guys.
All right, Marla, thanks very much. Come inside now. A group of swimmers braved the cold to run into the chilly Gulf for a good cause yesterday. Look at this video. The Shamrock Shiver took place on Bradenton Beach. Participants put on their swimsuits, took a deep breath, and ran into the Gulf for their first swim of the new year.
Oh, it makes me feel warm. All warm and cozy inside. Perpetuating warmth throughout my body, just knowing this is for a good cause.
Very credible in that outfit. All the money raised from the swim will benefit local children throughout the Caring for Children charities.
All right, and one local family is celebrating the start of the new year with a new addition. This was the first baby born at Sarasota Memorial Hospital in 2018. Colton Campbell Arbuckle was born at 5:31 Monday morning, weighing just 5 pounds 7 ounces. Tiny little guy, coming in around 19 inches. He came a little earlier than expected. Colton wasn't due until January the 10th, but his mother Megan's water broke a little early on Sunday morning. So big congratulations to the new parents and good luck on that sleep.
Luckily, he's got a hat on. It's cold outside.
That's right.
What have you done to me? Why did I come out early?
It was warmer in there.
Yeah.
And he's all snuggled up, which is exactly where I wanted to stay this morning, all snuggled up.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, very chilly outside because of the winds, which are kind of gusty and breezy out there, making it feel like 35 or below, as you just heard. That wind chill advisory up till 10 a.m. More on that in a sec.
Also, first alert traffic, and we've all heard about companies like Amazon trying to use drones to deliver retail packages. But what about delivering blood?
Wait to hear the story. We're going to tell you how one city is hoping to reinvent the way that they deliver medical supplies to patients in need. That's up next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Everyone's buzzing about Suncoast View.
I like watching the Suncoast View.
I like the Suncoast View.
The cooking segments, I love the recipes. The theater segments are terrific.
Join Stephanie Roberts, Linda Carson, and Bobeth Yates for hot topics, everyday issues, celebrities, food, fashion, fitness, and everything in between. Nothing is off limits.
They're just fun.
For smart, fun talk in the afternoon, watch Suncoast View, weekdays at 4 on ABC 7.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing.
It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
41-degree air temperature, but the feels like temperature is 33 degrees. Same as the dew point temperature, coming in at 33. A little bit of cloud cover out there, but no rain so far. That's going to change tomorrow, though, I think. We have this wind that's just biting out of the north-northeast at about 17, gusting even higher than that. And so you factor that into the actual air temperature, and it feels like it's about 35 degrees or lower in many locations across the region. So bundle up as you head out the door. Wind chill advisory is up for the Suncoast until 10 o'clock this morning. We have 29 degrees in Tallahassee, 27 in Panama City, 24 degrees in Pensacola. Those are not wind chills. Those are actual air temperatures. So there's some very cool air to the north of us, and that north wind is pushing down that cooler, dry air across our region. One of the things that's also important is that when you heat that very, very dry air, it gets even drier. So it'll be desert-like inside your home. And many people will suffer some kind of respiratory issues, sinus issues or whatever, with that dry air. So you may want to humidify a little bit, and you think about that. That certainly will be a problem for some of our viewers this morning. 43 degrees in Mayaca City. Northport coming in at 46, 43 in Venice, 41 in Bradenton. Parrish comes in at 41. Obviously cold everywhere, inland and near the coastline this morning. That's a temperature drop over the last 24 hours of almost 20 degrees in some places, 10 to 20 degrees depending on where you live. So clearly some very, very chilly air in place, and that'll be the case throughout the day today. It's not going to warm all that much. Our temperatures will only be in the upper 50s to mid 50s for daytime highs, and the winds are going to still be breezy throughout the day. So there's definitely a chill in the air. We're going to go ahead and call it a first alert weather day today because of that chilly air that's in place, and probably is going to be around for the next several days, it looks like. I don't think we'll start to see a warming trend till the beginning of next week. As far as this cloud cover goes, well, there's no rain here locally. There certainly is some drizzle and light showers over on the other coast. And the little area of low pressure that's responsible for this will deepen, develop, move a little further north. And so we are likely to see some of that wet, drizzly, cold rain develop across our region tomorrow morning. Well, on the upside, the wind speeds may relax just a little bit, but I tell you what, that cold, drizzly rain is going to make it feel very raw outside tomorrow. Across much of the nation, there's not a lot of weather, but there certainly is a deep freeze ongoing. That'll be the case again tomorrow, it looks like. High pressure, the dominant weather feature to the north of us, a low pressure area developing and intensifying in Atlantic waters will cause a little area of frozen precipitation to occur across North Florida, well along the Florida-Georgia border most particularly, but accumulations there could be as much as half an inch or so on grassy regions. Nothing close to us in terms of snowfall, but we certainly will feel that cold rain tomorrow, and it will put a real kind of raw feeling to the morning weather. A bit cooler today. Certainly we'll look for a lot of cold air over the next several days. Northeast wind coming in about 20 today. That's the other thing, by the way. A small craft advisory is up throughout the day today because of those high surf and wind conditions. Breezy, cloudy, daytime high only 58. Chance of rainfall tomorrow. We stay cold for several days and then start to warm as we head into Sunday. Back to you.
All right, taking a look outside, your first alert traffic. It is cold outside, and that may be why there's not too many people on the roads right now. But if you are headed back to work or out and about this morning, you do have a little bit of a slowdown right there on State Road 64 in Manatee County. In northern Sarasota County, not too much to see out there. Everything is running pretty smooth around this hour. And then in South County, again, not too much going out there as well. It's running pretty smooth on the roads, just a little bit chilly at 5:49 in the morning.
In this hour's Health Smart Day, California City could be the first in this country to use drones to deliver blood.
Sounds like a crazy idea, but using the technology this way in the medical field is already happening in one country overseas, and now it could happen right here. Janine De La Vega has more.
Drones like this are already being used in Switzerland to deliver blood from one medical facility to another. The company behind it is Matternet in Menlo Park. Its video shows how blood or medical samples can be put into a box and with a push of a button flown autonomously by drone. Stanford Blood Center wants to do the same.
We would use a drone to deliver blood products from Stanford Blood Center about 3.5 miles to Stanford Hospital down the road.
Doctors say it can take 30 minutes to 1 hour to transport blood from the blood center to here at Stanford Hospital. Using a drone to deliver would take 10 minutes.
The delivery would be dropped at a receiving station that looks like this. It would be located in a hospital parking lot or area convenient for medical staff to access.
With a system like this, you're able to save tremendous amount of time and generally reduce waste throughout the hospital system.
The FAA recently announced it will select a small number of pilot projects that would help the integration of drones. Palo Alto's city manager says they've submitted their application and are excited the pilot program could potentially happen in what is considered the birthplace of Silicon Valley.
We saw it as a really opportune moment for us to be potentially on the front end of developing policies that could affect cities in the future.
Doctors say if approved, the drones would be used to fly blood in emergencies where time is critical and they don't have enough staff to transport supplies quickly. Stanford is hopeful the project is chosen. The FAA is expected to make a decision within the next 90 days.
New meaning to high technology.
Fascinating, fascinating.
We'll update the day's top headlines and the weather next, but first, last night was the first supermoon of 2018.
Yeah, very cool. We're going to have some more pictures of this beautiful sight last night. We're going to tell you when you can expect to see our next supermoon when we come back.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. Looking for something fun to do on a Friday night? Then come to Music on Main, the first Friday of every month at Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy free live music, dancing, great food, and lots of fun for every family member, even the furry ones. Meet up with friends, enjoy activities for the kids, or make it a special date night. And be sure to stop by the ABC7 booth and say hello. Mark your calendars for Music on Main, first Friday of the month, 6 to 9 at Lakewood Ranch. Brought to you by ABC7 and these sponsors. Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
It is 5:55, and here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
Punta Gorda's new police chief starts work today. Pamela Davis last worked for the Baltimore Police Department.
Plus, the Florida Beach Patrol Chiefs Association has named Manatee County Marine Rescue the Beach Patrol of the Year. They kept nearly 3 million beach visitors safe in 2016, and they're now recognized as the best in the state.
And dozens of brave swimmers shrugged off the cold for the Shamrock Shiver on Braden Beach to help raise money for a local children's charity.
That is right. And finally this hour, the first supermoon of 2018 was last night. NASA calling it the biggest and the brightest for 2018. Now, a supermoon happens when the moon becomes full at its closest point in its orbit around Earth. Later on this month, another supermoon known as the blue moon, when there are 2 full moons in 1 month. That's going to be at the end of the month on January the 31st.
And John has his telescope at his bedroom window.
He does.
That's what we did New Year's Eve,
You
actually.
really did.
Yep, broke out the telescope.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
It is cold out there, folks. Feels like 33 degrees. John's forecast and more news next. Stay with us.